So in directing, so you didn't get to direct From Dusk Till Dawn, but that, worked out. So then you directed The Demolitionist. Was that 95?
Now, literally halfway through shooting of From Dusk Till Dawn, I had to go prep to shoot Demolitionist. That's how fast it happened.
Yeah.
Right at that time.
Okay.
So literally, the producer Don Borchers, who I'd worked with before, he had asked if I had anything that I wanted to do, and I gave him the idea, and then we kind of developed it a little, and then he's like, can you get me some artwork? So of course I had Bisson do up a couple comic book panels of The Demolitionist, and he took that to 2 companies and had the money in 3 weeks. So he was like, hey, we're making this movie. I go, but I'm in the middle of this other thing.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you want to do it? And I'm like, well, yeah. I got to do this movie. So
what was that like? You said you spent 10 years trying to get Dusk Till Dawn, and then you're like, oh, in 3 weeks we had the money. You're just
yeah,
really?
I know, it's right timing.
Yeah, sure.
It's fine. But I had a great time making that film. And then years went by then, until Wishmaster. So it was like pounding the pavement after that, trying to get a show.
Yeah.
There's a lot of straight to, okay, so at that time, straight to video was kind of like slumming it.
Mm-hmm.
And Wishmaster came about after that, and it was a theatrical.
Right.
So it was really hard to, I got a lot of offers to do straight to video movies. And usually they were like sequels to something that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept turning them down, and because I had a day job, so I really didn't care. I'm like, I don't want to do that movie. I'll be in video hell for the rest of my life.
Right. Yeah.
But things have changed since then. Television and VOD and straight to video, it's the market now. It's different than back then, where if it came out on VHS, you were like, oh, doomed, he's that guy.
Right.
Yeah. Never give him a theatrical feature again.
Sure.
So I kind of was very picky for a long time until, and then I was like, oh, I just want to direct.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But
Wishmaster was cool though because it had Andrew Divoff, Tammy Loren. Is that how you said her last
Tammy
name?
Lauren, yeah.
Lauren. Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah. But it also had Robert Englund, who plays Freddy, of course. Kane Hodder, who played Jason in a couple of the Jason movies.
Mm-hmm. A lot more.
Yeah, Tom Savini was in it. Mm-hmm. Yes, and no.
And I'm sorry. Oh, and what?
Wishmaster.
No, he's not.
He's not.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, people mistake this guy that looks like Tom.
Is that what it was?
In the pharmacy scene, I had some guy ask me that the other day, and I said no, he's not in that.
Okay.
And I the guy just, we cast some extras, and he just looked like.
Maybe I'm thinking Dusk. Maybe I'm thinking
he's
Dusk.
In Dusk. Yeah. But he's in Demolitionist. But,
right. But Vern Troyer was also in Wishmaster, which most people don't probably know that because of the character he played. But, so there was actually, as a, looking back, it's like, that's a pretty good cast right there. Now I know that one, being your first big, probably directing gig, were you stoked on that movie?
Yeah, no, it was a really, I'm very proud of that movie, and it actually kind of holds up. I mean, it holds up today. Even the effects hold up, which is odd because it's so old. And at first, it was like kind of the first of the CGI stuff on when the small boutique shops were opening up doing CGI, and so some of that maybe is a little crude, but everything else it still holds up pretty well.
Sure.
So I'm proud of that, but and then it spawned 3 sequels after that or something.
Yeah.
Which I had nothing to do with, but
right. They didn't want you to direct any of those?
No, well, I originally was going to direct the second movie.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
And Andy was in the second movie, but it wouldn't have been that storyline. But what happened was, it was Live Entertainment at the time. They were making the movie. Then they got bought out by a company called Bain Capital. Mm-hmm. So literally while we were finishing Wishmaster, they got bought out by a company that pretty much was scrapping the slates and pulling advertising money from our release and everything, because you know how it is when the new regime comes in and they're cutting budgets, trying to save money, restructure the company, whatever. So we thought the movie wouldn't even come out in theaters, but luckily it did, and it did okay. I mean, it was like the #1 independent film that year. But then they got bought by Artisan, that became Artisan Entertainment. I don't know how that happened. They got purchased by someone else, but anyway, all the executives that I was working with at the studio were let go. So that was they were the ones who were like, hey, you want to make the sequel? And then I was like, sure. And then when they did make the sequel, it was only for like a couple $1,000,000.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want. I did the first one for this much, and now I'm going to do it for like a quarter of that.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that.
Right.
So.
Yeah. How you gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to make sense for you.